Shalom, brother Yirah, giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Wadash, giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Shalom to the elect of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, whom the Lord will have mercy on in these latter days. Shalom to the men of the Lord that are prophesying, preaching, and teaching on the highways and byways in sincerity and truth. Shalom, shalom. And Lord willing, this will be quick, but I have a quick lesson here just to go in about the chariots of the Most High, which is also known in this society as UFOs, or unidentified flying objects. Now, those who are in the know, the men of the Lord who are spiritual, the elect, when they read particular scriptures, and I have a few precepts lined up, they'll clearly see that these are identifiable objects and that this has been a part of our history, and they've been a part of our help throughout all of our history, really, since the very beginning. Pretty much you can go back to scriptures where these chariots were very instrumental in helping us, even going all the way back to the days of Moses, when we were coming out of Egypt, basically. This here is an article that's going in. The Satan's hand is being forced because, in all honesty, we're in chariot season now. Because now it's about to be a point where you're not going to be able to deny what's coming. And that's how this is one of the major signs of how we know that prophecy is starting to manifest itself in a great way. See, chariots only show up at very, very important times to give very, very important messages, and they can also serve as omens. Yahweh Shai, for instance, who's the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Yahweh Shai was taken up in the chariot, and the same with other great men like Elijah, and great prophets saw chariots like Ezekiel, Zechariah, and it's foretold that this is a major, major sign that an increase in seeing them, although they've been seen all throughout time, an increase in seeing them is a major, major sign that something big is about to go down. And this is one of the major markers. And when we see these, the faith of the elect is going to be boosted, man, sevenfold. You're going to see a lot of people wake up. You're going to see a lot of scoffers stop scoffing, because the men of the Lord have been talking about this entire time. This is an article through RT. It says Pentagon's UFO hunter department may soon be forced to make findings public. Let's read it. It says, amid mounting pressure from the government, the Pentagon could soon be forced to discuss its oft-denied, highly secretive UFO hunter operations publicly and on a biannual basis. Now, they already had to come out and admit that they have a program that monitors, that tracks it. They send fighter jets, they scramble them, what they call scrambling, which means they just send them out in a hurry to go and intercept and try to understand these things, because they're scared, they're worried. And I'll show you in a tweet down there below that they're scared. The Pentagon previously claimed it had disbanded its UFO hunting advanced aerospace threat identification program run by the Defense Intelligence Agency from 2007 to 2012. However, the existence of an unidentified aerial phenomenon, which is UAP, is a new word or acronym for, or abbreviation, I should say, for UFO. Because see how Esau is trying to dodge. He's trying to rebrand it, because he's this is how you know you're dealing with Satan. They're always switching up words and trying to confuse people. Run by the Office of Naval Intelligence, whose aim is the standardized collection and reporting of unidentified aerial phenomenon, was revealed in a Senate 2021 Intelligence Authorization Bill in June. The bill passed the House on Thursday, and has now moved on to the Senate. If approved there, the UAPTF could be forced to issue a public report on UFO sightings every 6 months. So the public is now caught on. So now they're wanting more information public, and knowing Esau, he's going to try to spin it in his favor. Now that he knows he can't hide it, he might try to get in front of it. He try to control the narrative. Because at first they would tell you that you're a conspiracy theorist, you're crazy for even thinking these things exist. To now they're so prevalent now that you have to acknowledge it. To now that you can't hide it anymore, he's now trying to spin the narrative in his favor. So I think you will see them go through with this bill and try to publish what they're seeing, just to control the narrative on what people are seeing in the sky, because the last thing he wants is people to panic and think that he's not in control, when really he's not in control. It says the program is not classified but deals with classified material, and several alumni have spoken out, including its former director Luis Elizondo, who resigned in October 2017 after 10 years with the program. Elizondo is reportedly convinced that extraterrestrial objects of undetermined origin have crashed on Earth, and he is not alone. After looking into this, I came to the conclusion that there were reports, some were substantive, some not so substantive, that there were actual materials the government and the private sector had in their possession. Former major leader Harry Reid said, calling for more transparency. Now, this is a major senator. He's one of the leaders of the so-called Democratic Party, so-called leaders, I should say. He's just another puppet. It says, I'm glad the Pentagon is finally releasing this footage, but it only scratches the surface of research and materials available. The U.S. needs to take a serious look. Needs to take a serious scientific look at this and any potential national security implications. The American people deserve to be informed, so you can see how scared they are. Because when this video hit the internet, man, everybody was talking about this. This has got millions and millions of views across all the various videos of it, on the internet, and it's made major news. I even saw Tucker Carlson cover this, all types of people covering this, because now it's undeniable, man. Now let me get a few scriptures showing you that this is part of our heritage, the knowledge of these craft, also known as they're known as clouds, they're known as chariots. You've heard them call it whirlwinds. So this is Zechariah 5:1. It says, I turned and lifted up my eyes and look, and behold a flying roll. Now that flying roll is how Zechariah is describing it here, because when you look up at a UFO, many of the footage you see, that's what it looks like. It looks like a spinning vehicle, in the sky. Now, if you've never seen any sci-fi movies or anything else, you have to remember back in the day, the only thing in the heavens or in the sky that wasn't like a celestial body would basically be birds, fowl, eagles and stuff, or clouds. Those are the only two things that would be flying around in the heavens. So that's often how you hear them compared. But when he's saying a flying roll here, he's describing the light to the movement of it. It says, verse 2, it says, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it. So this is proof right here that this these chariots are not benign. They're not just things that they just fly around. They have meaning, and that meaning is a curse unto this kingdom. And they are going to be a major curse, because they're going to tear shit up when it comes time. It says, and I will bring forth, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. That's Babylon and the beast system. and all the nations confederate with them, really, and into the house of them that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of the house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof, because Esau calls himself a Christian, which is swearing falsely by the name of the Most High, even though they don't really call him the real name of the Most High, which is part of what makes it false. And this here is telling you that this is one of the main reasons these chariots are here. And it's a sign that the day of the Lord is here. It's coming. It's very, very close. Let me prove that in Zephaniah 1. I started at 14. He says, "The great day of the Lord Yahweh is near. It is near and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly." So what else is going to make mighty men cry? Because America is so proud with their chest puffed out. What on earth can make these mighty men cry? It's going to be things flying around, changing shape, size, color, speed. Things that they can't describe, that they can in no way match. They're gonna plague this place, man. It says that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. Now, when you see clouds, that word cloud is also used for actual clouds, but it's also this word Ainan, which is used allegorically to describe chariots and what they're seeing in the sky. Because remember, uh, clouds and birds are basically the only thing that they would see back in the day that would fly, that would go across the sky, that would move across the sky. And when you see some, you know, huge, sometimes bigger than clouds, what else can you describe it as? Now, when you see this word Ainan and the scriptures that it's used for, let me see if I can go down. This is Nehemiah recounting the when we were in Egypt and we were being led into the wilderness. It says, "Yet thou in thy manifold mercies forsookest them not in the wilderness the pillar of the cloud." So it's that same word, "departed not from them by day to lead them in the way, neither the pillar of fire by night to show them light and the way wherein they should go." So this was basically a giant chariot that was leading us. And there are several scriptures going into it. This is Ezekiel 1 and 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north. And this is a prophecy. A great cloud and a fire enfolding itself. And a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as a color of amber, out of the midst of a fire. Now, is this a regular cloud? Do you think this is an actual cloud it's talking about? But it's the same word, Strong's H6051. Just to prove that hey, this place is about to go, man. It's about to go. It's absolutely about to go. So I just wanted to prove that word cloud is the same word cloud that's used for chariots. And this is Zephaniah going in about the day of the Lord. So this is a sign that we're close to that time. Jeremiah 4 proves this even further. This is Jeremiah 4 and 5. It says, "Declare ye in Judah and publish in Jerusalem, and say, blow ye the trumpet in the land, cry, gather together, and say, assemble yourselves, and let us go into the defenced cities." Because these cities in this day is going to be it's going to be locked up. You know, it's in that time that we're going in now. You're going to see cities getting locked up at gates. There's going to be checkpoints. It says, set up the standard toward Zion, retire, stay not, for I will bring evil from the north. Remember that prophecy that Ezekiel was talking about. See, I will bring cloud from the north. It says, I will bring evil from the north and a great destruction. What is that great destruction? That's really going into the thermonuclear destruction of this place. It says, the lion has come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. And who is that? that's Hamashiach, baby. It says, he is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy city shall be laid waste without an inhabitant. So that's how you know that this is talking about America. There ain't going to be no inhabitants here. The only people that are going to make it are going to be the elect, and they're going to be beamed up on these chariots, which is what this is going to go into. And everything else on this land is going to be just completely melted. A giant sacrifice, a lake of fire, if you will. For this, gird you with sackcloth, lament and howl. For the fierce anger of the Lord Yahweh is not turned back from us. So that means the Lord is not going to stop what he's doing. He's not going to slow it down. It's going to come right at this appointed time. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, that the heart of the king shall perish. Remember we was talking about how earlier that the mighty men will be afraid? Hey, this is saying the king's heart shall perish, and the heart of the princes, and the priest shall be astonished, and the prophet shall wonder. Then say I, Ah, Lord God, surely thou hast greatly deceived this people and Jerusalem, saying, Ye shall have peace, whereas the sword reaches unto the soul. Verse 11, and at that time shall it be said to this people and to Jerusalem, a dry wind of the high places and the wilderness toward the daughter of my people, not to fan nor to cleanse. So what is that wind? That's that giant thermonuclear destruction that's coming to this place really all at once. It says, even a full wind from those places shall come unto me. Now also I will give a sentence against them. This is the sentence of America, you know, where it says you've been sentenced to death. That's what this is. And this is the main point. It says, behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariots shall be as a whirlwind. Now remember Ezekiel referred to it as a whirlwind. Remember I said also this is referred to as chariots. So Jeremiah is putting it all together. He shall come up as clouds, and his chariots shall be as a whirlwind. His horses, it is also referred to as horses in if you look in Joel 2, and I believe John the Revelator describes them as horses as well, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me, Akim, if I'm off on that. But I believe John the Revelator describes his horses as well. It says his horses are swifter than eagles. Now, why is he comparing horses to eagles? Because these are horses that are in the heavens, in the sky. It says, woe unto us, for we are spoiled. It says, O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. So these chariots are going to be the mechanism of how we get saved from destruction. You know, and that's really one of the other main reasons that these chariots are coming back. Is it's a sign, as an omen, a curse, you know, a condemnation of this kingdom of Esau, Edom. And it's also a mechanism by which we're going to be saved and delivered. And it's also going to be a tool of destruction for this place. So they have many major purposes. So now you can see that these are major events taking place. So these chariots play a major role. and they ultimately have a very, very strong meaning when you see them. This is why when you see brothers at camp, they just see them in the sky, they get excited, because we know what that means. It says, Salaki Akim. It says, I read it again. O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee? So the Lord is saying this is the end, So if you're seeing the chariots and you don't know what they mean, and you still are just thinking this place is going to go on forever, he's saying, how long shall your vain thoughts lodge within thee? How much do you have to see now? Because a lot of times Esau has to tell you something before you niggas really understand it, before you believe it. Well, this article is telling you all you need to know. Harry Reid is scared. So why aren't you Jakes waking up to this? And really, it's just you 2/3 really that aren't going to really wake up to it. So it says, how long? You know, how long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee? See, Jake just likes to be entertained. He wants to believe that there's aliens and that we're going to get some new fancy technology, which we are, but that's not why the chariots are being shown right now. That's going to come in the kingdom. The chariots have a job to do. The angels are in those chariots, and just to show you that they have really strong meaning. This is the account in Acts 1. Yahweh Shai was taken up in one. This is Acts 1:9. It says, and when he had spoke these things, while they beheld. Actually, let me go up verse 8. This is what Yahweh Shai said. Actually, I'll start at 6, man. I'm not to try to make this too long, but it says, Acts 1:6. It says, when they therefore were come together, talking about the disciples, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Showing you that all of the New Testament is talking to only Israelites, number one. And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power. So Yahweh Shai is telling him, the Most High is not telling you when he's going to come back exactly. Just know that he's already set it up, and it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. Verse 8 says, but ye shall receive power. After that, the Holy Ghost is come upon you. So the Lord saying, at the same time we see these chariots ramp up, but you're in that season now, brothers are going to start getting actual power, the power to do miracles like Yahweh Shai did. So hey, if you're of the elect and the Lord is dealing with you, Lord willing, I'm of that number. This is about the time we're going to start seeing miracles start to take place. Hey, so you should be excited seeing these things, man. It says, and ye shall be witness unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost part of the earth. So everywhere. So that means us Israelites would be scattered everywhere. And we would see these things. And it says, verse 9, this is the main point. And when he had spoke these things while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. So that's that same cloud again they're describing. This is a chariot, what we call the chariots, what Esau calls UFOs and now UAPs. It says, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel, these angels, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahweh Shai, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall come so in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. And that's the main point. So the same way the Lord went up in that cloud, that's the same way he's going to return. So seeing these things is a major, major sign. This should be highly it should be a faith booster, man. It should be highly encouraging to the men of the Lord that are doing the work and to the hopeful elect. And I'm praying and hoping that the Most High has the mercy on me to be counted among that number. So hopefully this was edifying. Try not to make this too long. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachak Wadash Wa Abad Babal.